Where are you guys going?
Oh, hi. I'm Hugh Adams, WMON News. Here's my press card.
I don't care if you're the king of Russia. You can't go in there. It's after hours. This whole building is closed to the public.
Oh, but we're not the public. We're the press. We just wanted to do a little background story.
That's right, General. We're with the TV news. It'll only take a few minutes.
Sorry, those are the orders.
Hey, Hugh, remember what we were talking about back at the studio, about how nice it would be to have a good-looking guard like this in the background?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy would be perfect. Oh, but maybe he'd rather not be seen on television.
Hey, what the heck are you guys talking about?
Oh, it would be great if you would do it. I mean, we wanted to shoot this segment a little earlier in the day, but we got tied up with another story.
Yeah, a great-looking guard like you in the background would add, you know, authenticity to the scene.
But if he'd rather not be seen on television...
Well, I don't have any objection to that. Hey, my wife would just go nuts if she could see me on TV.
Oh, she'd love it. And we'd pay you, of course.
What? Well, I couldn't take your money. I mean, that'd be against the rules.
Oh, but then we'd be breaking our rules, you see. We have to pay people who appear on the camera.
Oh, it's only a token $20.
Oh, double sawbuck, eh?
I know it's not that much, but heck, you'd only be working for 10 seconds. You see, you come out of that room there, and you'll pass this gentleman who'll be doing the talking.
Well, it sounds pretty easy.
Hey, you know, I bet you could do it even without a rehearsal. What do you think?
Well, I bet I could.
In that case, you better pay him in advance. Huh?
Oh, right. Good idea. Okay, here you go. Okay, now what we want you to do, we want you to go in the grand jury room there and, well, just come out when we tell you to,
and then
all right?
you'll pass us and go to the elevator.
As a matter of fact, why don't you go into the elevator and go all the way downstairs? That way we wouldn't pick up any extra noise on the tape.
Hey, okay. Well, now, do you think I should be smiling when I come out of the jury room?
I don't think so. This is a pretty serious case. Try a solemn look.
All right, how's this?
That's good.
Oh, perfect.
That's good.
Oh, perfect. Hey, this guy's really good. What's your name? We may want to use you again.
Ralph Springbottom.
Oh, well, Mr. Springbottom, it's a pleasure to meet you. Now, we're a little pressed for time, so why don't we go ahead with it? Okay, Ralph? In you go. There we go. Good. Okay, here. Are you ready for this? Okay. Okay, Ralph, action. This is the grand jury room at the Monticello Criminal Court, where only moments ago, the grand jury returned its verdict in the case of Mrs. Raven Whitney, the widow of the late multimillionaire who is accused in the shooting death of actress Jinx Avery. The verdict? Bad news for the beautiful young widow. She has been indicted for murder in the first degree.
You're almost as good as your big brother, Smiley.
Oh, hey, thanks. I guess sneakiness runs in the family. Did you believe that guy? That was great.
Wait till Raven Whitney sees this on her own TV set. If she thought she was in a real jam, wait till she sees this. This'll fix her.
I hope you got the shot okay.
Yeah, I did everything you said. In fact, we can look at it right now if you want.
Oh, no, let's go back to the studio first. I still need to edit this tape into the regular TV news. Do you want to come along, see how it's done?
No, I have a date.
No, new gal?
Old gal.
Oh, Buffy Revere.
Hey, that was fun. Look, I had an idea. So why don't you take a shot of me inside the jury room?
That's a great idea, Ralph, but really, we're a little pushed for time, and we got what we need. It's great.
We're going to go to the studio and edit it now.
Yeah, some other time, perhaps, all right?
Okay. Say, am I crazy, or did you have a beard a minute ago?
Me? Oh, well, just between you and me, pal, I only wear the beard for the newscast. You know, a lot of newsmen do that. That way we don't get recognized on the street. It works out a lot better that way. But hey, be sure and watch for yourself on TV, all right? Okay. You know, I think it's going to be on tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, right? You were great. Thank you. I just can't thank you enough. You were tremendous. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Great. Ah, there's no business like show business.
Sid, I gotta have 3 beers. Hey, Sid.
Huh? Oh, yeah, right.
Sid, is there something wrong? I mean, you've read that letter at least 3 times already.
Listen, Missy, why don't you take care of table 4 and I'll bring these beers over?
Well, now get a look at you. Hey.
Well, thanks, Coppers. How's the law and order business tonight?
Actually, the law and order business is pretty slow. I'm on a little unpaid vacation.
Oh, yeah? Why? What happened?
I have been temporarily suspended. It's a long story.
Oh, gee, that's a shame.
Hey, well, don't give him all the sympathy. Save some for me. I'm the one who's going to be stuck with all the work while he's gone.
I guess you're pretty busy now, huh?
Yeah, like a one-armed paper hanger with poison ivy.
Listen, Didi said something about your checking out that letter that my friend from Michigan wrote, you know, the one about the guy who robbed the bank and she thought that his name was Wilson.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Sid, I'm sorry, but I completely slipped my mind. I haven't done a thing about it.
Oh, well, it's not important.
Hey, look, I'll get a fix on the story and get back to you as soon as I can.
No, don't knock yourself out. It's not important.
Translation, it is important. Sid, anyway.
I get the feeling she's gone sweet on that lunatic. Although I'll never know why. You haven't met our boy Smiley Wilson yet, have you?
No, not yet, but if he turns out to be a bank robber, I may get the opportunity. That is, if I ever get my badge back.
Oh, come on. You know that phony brutality charge is never gonna stick.
It was a perfect frame-up engineered by my good old drinking buddy, Eddie Lauren.
Yeah, we should have figured that out ourselves. Still got it in for you for that undercover job.
Yeah, I guess he figured it was a perfect way to get even. I'm gonna talk to him about this.
You don't mean that you're planning a face-off?
Why not?
Well, you haven't got your badge, for one thing.
Hey, Eddie doesn't know that.
Are you kidding? Of course he knows it. You're lucky if he lets you in his office.
Well, it's not gonna hurt to try. In fact, I'm gonna be there tonight.
It will suit yourself, but I think you're wasting your time. The guy's only gonna deny it.
Hey, Calvin, what Eddie doesn't know is that I happen to have a witness who saw everything that happened.
Oh?
A cute little red-headed witness.
Guess what? I have a surprise for you.
Yeah, what's that?
You'll never guess what I found at the end of the hall near the trash.
Try me.
Look, and we thought we lost it.
I really don't deserve you, Papa, you know that? All right, look, 10 o'clock tomorrow, my barber's gonna be here, all right? Make a note, hold all calls. I don't like talking on the phone while some guy's waving a razor in front of my throat.
Okay, barber, 10 a.m.
All right, now we got that union guy coming in. What's his name?
Blankenship.
Yeah, Blankenship. All right, mark him down 10:15.
10:15, you're still going to be with the barber. He's going to be here for about an hour.
Yeah, I know. That's the idea. You see, when Blankenship waits outside for about an hour, he may get a little aggravated. If we catch a break, there won't be any meeting at all. That takes care of that problem, right?
I think I get the idea.
Okay, now 11 o'clock, I want to be outside in the yard when that shipment comes in. I want to check it myself. Who have I got for lunch tomorrow? I got somebody.
Oh, yeah, we have Acme Scrap Metal. I reserved a table at the coach house for 12:30.
All right, that's good. I'll probably spend most of the day with those gorillas. All right, I think that's it. There's one other thing. Don't leave yet tonight. I have a very important meeting a little later on.
Who with?
A dear old friend of ours, Detective Tyler. You should be very happy to see him again, huh?
Sure. He's cute.
Yeah, he's a cute cop. He's going to be a lot cuter on the unemployment line.
Ask Miles to go take a look at Sammy Wheaton's injuries. Thank you.
Was he badly beaten?
No question about that. Some multiple injuries and very severe internal damage.
It just seems very unlikely that Damian Tyler's responsible.
I agree with you, Nancy.
I mean, naturally, he is going to be rough under certain circumstances. After all, he has to be. He is a policeman.
Policemen are trained to do that, especially if there's danger in it.
Yeah.
Of course, but what's implied here is a brutal, methodical beating. Now, that seems highly unlikely to me.
You know, this is an awful conversation to be having on one of our few evenings together.
Sure is. I think I'll change the subject.
Fine with me.
You two are going to be invited to a party next week.
Oh?
Really? Whose?
Dwight Endicott's.
Well, how do you know that?
Because I was talking with him this afternoon, and he asked me if I felt you would accept an invitation. I said, well, I can't swear by it, but there's no harm in trying.
So he's going to try.
Yeah, he'll probably be calling you tonight.
Yes, and frankly, we're hoping you accept because we have the feeling it'll make the evening a lot more bearable for us.
Oh, we've never even met the man.
No, neither have I.
Is there any particular reason for this party?
We are sure that it has nothing to do with fundraising. Nobody's going to be passing the hat, only the champagne.
Oh, my, isn't that a lovely idea? I really would like to see his art collection. I understand it's one of the finest in the country.
Well, that is the good news. Now here's the bad. It's black tie.
Oh, well, I'm used to that, thanks to the mayor and the police commissioner and all those other functionaries. They never seem to be able to give an informal party. It's against their religion.
But Gavin is pretty miserable about it. I think Jody is thrilled to pieces.
They sure seem thrilled that Jody is coming. In fact, he seems more than a little interested in her.
Why do you say that?
Well, for one thing, when he invited us to his party, he already knew that Jody's mother had died. We couldn't figure out how he knew.
Well, there wasn't any obituary notice, was there?
No, there was nothing. So I asked him yesterday. I said, how did you know? He couldn't remember. And then finally his daughter Grace said, well, she remembered calling when we were in Springfield at the funeral, and that Mrs. Goodman had told her.
Doesn't sound like Mrs. Goodman.
No, it doesn't.
Hi. I'm late, aren't I?
Yes, you are, darling, very late. You know very well you should have been here half an hour ago.
I'm sorry, Buffy. I got caught in traffic.
Oh, how odd, since you don't own a car.
I mean, my taxi got caught in traffic. Anyway, what the heck? Better late than never, right?
Mm-hmm. And in this case, it is apparently never. Just look at the way you are attired.
I'm sorry. I didn't have time to change.
Our reservation is at the coach house. They require a coat and tie. You do realize that, don't you?
Yes. I know all about it. Every time we go there, I feel like I'm passing some sort of an inspection. I'm surprised those guys at the door don't check and see if my nails are clean.
That wouldn't be such a bad idea.
To be very honest, Buffy, I'm getting kind of sick of the coach house. Yes, and La Snobberie and all those other places.
Really? I've never heard you complain before. And I haven't noticed that it's affected your appetite.
Well, you see, I don't have to eat in those fancy places, no. And I hate dressing up. What's the use? The waiters are always better dressed than I am.
Oh, poor boy. I didn't know you suffered so.
I'll tell you what, honey. Why don't you go out alone tonight?
What did you say?
You heard me. Go to the coach house. I think I'm going to get me a big juicy hamburger. And if I spill some ketchup on my shirt, I don't care. Who cares? Not me. Listen, have a good time.
No one has ever spoken to me like that before.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Yes. But I thought that my first times were over.
Huh?
Evidently, they're not. Thank you for that, darling. Thank you. Oh, I knew you were different from all the others. I just didn't know when you'd prove it. Forget about the coach house. We'll go someplace else. You stay just as you are. In fact, I know just the place.
Well, anything new to report?
You look beautiful, although that's not necessarily new.
Flattery will get you...
Yeah?
Never mind.
Chicken.
Actually, I was thinking of that someone in New York. The person you wrote that letter to?
Yeah, well, actually, Didi, I doubt that it's gotten there. You know how the mail is.
Yeah, maybe I'm just a little anxious.
Well, you're not by yourself.
I just wish I knew what was going to happen next.
Well, there'll probably be some painful times while we make the break.
But then there will be some good times for us.
There sure will be.
Okay, kids. I've got red.
And I've got white.
Thank you, miss.
Yep, here. Thank you. To the speed of the U.S. mail.
I'll drink to that.
Calvin, did you give Sid a letter to mail the other day?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I did.
Yeah, well, you know, she said something to me after I mailed the letters, and Calvin, I don't think your letter was in there.
Mitzi, are you sure?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm always real careful about looking at the fronts of the envelopes, making sure the stamp's in place.
Look, Mitz, it was a handwritten envelope, and it was addressed to New York City.
Yeah, well, Calvin, all the addresses I mailed were typed. I know your letter wasn't in there.
You honestly think that you can conceal the fact that Sammy Wheaton is on your payroll?
Hey, come on. I got 50 guys on my payroll. And besides, I just took over the front office in this company. You think I know every guy who works for me here?
You knew him well enough to ask him to set me up.
What do you think I am, Napoleon? What do you think I say to the guy, hey, do me a favor, go get a beating from this wacko cop?
I sure as hell do. You asked him to follow me and provoke a fight.
And you really know how to provoke, don't you? I'll tell you one thing. It's a good thing this company's got hospitalization. Because the last time I took a look at that guy, he looked like he had lunch with 38 alligators, and he was on the menu.
Oh, come off it, Eddie. I tagged him once. Your friend has a glass jaw.
Who are you kidding? What are you telling me, Sherlock? You try to waste a guy. You took him into an alley, you beat his brains out, you broke his bones, did a cha-cha on his head. What are you telling me? And beside that, you outweigh him by 50 pounds. My hero.
Eddie, you laid that beating on Sammy yourself.
Who, me? You talking to me?
Read my lips. You and your goons, you broke him up so you could get even with me.
You know, you're really bananas. You know that? I mean, who's going to buy that kind of a fairy tale? Let me know that. Who's going to buy that kind of a story?
You paid him to sit still.
I paid him, huh? Me? Let me tell you something. You better give me a break, Tyler, because you can't prove nothing.
I got a little surprise for you, Eddie. I can prove it.
Oh, yeah? Surprise me, you wicked witch.
Well, it just so happens that the young lady I took out to dinner that night saw everything.
Now you're telling me that some chick bailed you out. She's your alibi. Is that the story?
It wasn't some chick. It was your secretary.
My secretary? Poppy?
That's right. She was the young lady I took out to dinner. She's also the young lady that your friend Sammy insulted. Why don't you call her in here and ask her?
Poppy? Poppy, get in here.
World's full of surprises, Eddie.
Yes, Mr. Lorimer?
You know the detective here, don't you?
Yes, of course.
Poppy, look, I'm sorry, but I had to tell your boss about the little dinner engagement that we had the other night.
Is that true? Did you have dinner with this guy the other night?
Well, yes, Mr. Lorimer, I guess I did.
Poppy, I want you to tell Eddie what happened as we were walking out of the restaurant.
Well, there was this, little guy, and, he tried to get fresh with me.
And what did I do about it?
Do I have to say?
Come on, I want to hear it.
Well, he knocked him down. And then he dragged him by his collar, behind the restaurant into this little, alley there.
And what are you talking about?
It was really awful. I begged him not to do it. I mean, the man was already lying there unconscious. And then he started punching him and kicking him.
What the hell are you saying?
Take it easy.
What are you doing to me?
Calm down. You really got yourself a witness, don't you? Looks like our boy Sammy's got himself a witness, too.
Hey, thanks for the help, sweetheart.
You got a bad temper.